Hello there, my name's Tom and welcome back to the Allotment Family Diary. Today it is Sunday the 14th of September and what a wet and grisly day it is. Even Tor doesn't want to go outside today. He's all nice and snuggled up on the sofa. We thought we'd do something a little bit different today. So it's all very well growing veg at an allotment, but it's also nice to cook with it. Hey, that's the purpose, to feed your bellies, right? Most of you regular channel viewers would know that this year we grew Warty Goblin and Zombie Pumpkin. So today I think it's time for a sweet treat. I'll hand you over to Hannah, who is going to show you how to make Warty Goblin Pumpkin Pie. Here we are, guys. Welcome to the half-finished kitchen. It's nearly finished being built, hasn't it?
Yeah, but at least we can cook.
Yeah. So you're going to make a sweet treat today. So what are you doing?
I'm going to make a simple pumpkin pie.
Okay. With our lovely homegrown pumpkins from the allotment. So what ingredients do you need for this then? Okay,
I've got them laid out here, ready. So obviously we need a pumpkin.
Yeah.
I need you to chop this for me though, because I'm not very good at this. I need about 450 grams.
Okay.
Okay. Spices, so ginger, nutmeg, ground cinnamon, mixed spice. Now in some recipes you can put crushed cloves. I don't like cloves, so I'm not putting them in it. Eggs, so we've got 2 eggs and an extra yolk in there.
Okay.
Brown sugar, cream. On my pumpkin pie we like to have these nuts, don't we?
Pecan nuts.
Pecan nuts.
Yeah, or pelican nuts as we sometimes call them.
Yeah. Which I will probably, you like them when I caramelise them, do you?
Yeah, caramelise, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll probably caramelise those, and then to serve with the pumpkin pie I will make some more whipped cream, just a bit of orange wine on it, and some
zesty
mint.
Allotment mint as well.
Yes.
Regarding measurements, we'll do that as we go.
Yeah. So
you guys could cook along to this video if you want to as well.
Bear in mind I'm a little bit nervous because I'm used to gas and this is a fan oven, so I'm not sure. Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm going to have to wing it.
Yeah, don't worry, it'll be fine. First off, I need to chop up the pumpkin, don't I?
You do, I can't do that.
So you can film me snipping my fingers off by mistake.
Okay.
So this is it. This is one of the Warty Goblins that we grew. I put the knife in it because I wanted to test how hard the skin was, because the zombie pumpkins were incredibly tough, weren't they? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to chop it up, because if I chop my finger off, that's fine. It's just you need your fingers for work, don't you?
I do.
So yeah, it's okay if I chop mine off, because you can still dig without fingers, I suppose, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it seems to be okay. It is quite tough.
Are you now using brute force?
Yeah. Okay. So I just kind of want to show you when I crack it open.
Okay, let's have a look.
So let's see what it's like. Here we go.
Good colour?
Yeah, nice lot of flesh on it as well.
I was just thinking that actually, because on the everyday pumpkins that you buy in the shop, they never seem to have a lot of flesh. They're all seeds, if you get me.
Yeah, but I mean this one's it's really thick, isn't it? Like, look at that. Even the 100-weight pumpkins we grew last year weren't this fleshy. So with the seeds, these are F1 varieties, which mean that they won't grow again successfully next year, so there's no point saving the seeds to regrow. So we're going to keep them in a separate bowl and roast them again, because they're just so nice, aren't they?
Oh, they were lovely. Bit of salt. What else did you put on them? Salt and a bit of... you cook them in oil or something? Or?
I used olive oil and salt and pepper, and that was it.
Yeah, nice little snack.
Right, so I'm going to gut these, chop them up, and I'll pass you back to Hannah. So after chopping it up, this is how much of the pumpkin is left. It's quite a lot, and you only need, what was it, 450 grams?
Yeah, 450 grams. So
that's, yeah, only that.
Chop up the rest and we'll make a soup as well.
Yeah, bonus. Look at that, you get 2 for 1 in this video.
And can you toast the seeds and put them on top?
Yeah. So you're about to roast this in the oven.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that?
Well, I need it to be soft to make a puree. Okay. And I prefer roasting things because I think it gives it a nice kind of flavour.
Okay.
And also, if you were to boil it in water, you can have excess water.
Right.
This pumpkin naturally does have a lot of water in it anyway. So I reckon if I put it on 200,
yeah,
that should be a good one to start off with, I'm guessing. As to how long, you know what I'm like. I will literally open the oven, stab it. If it's soft, it's cooked.
Okay, so we'll chuck it in and we'll let you know how long it took to cook on 200 degrees Celsius. In it goes, and we'll see you when you're done.
Hopefully.
Look at these puppies. Is it bundle time? It's bundle time.
So while we're waiting for like the pumpkin to cook in the oven and stuff, I've used the rest of the pumpkin up. So in here I have fried some onions, garlic, salt, pepper, and I've used some garam masala and some cumin just to give it a bit of taste, because you know what pumpkin's like, it can be a little bit tasteless sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let that boil up. I'll give it a blitz, taste it, and then see if it needs any more herbs or spices just to give it a bit more of a taste, I think.
Yeah, okay.
It's taking ages, but I'm guessing this kind of hob does. I don't know. I'm used to gas.
New kitchen. All right, so what else are we doing for the pumpkin pie whilst that's cooking?
Right, so I'm cheating.
Okay.
I'm not making my own short crust pastry because we're still in a bit of a mess here, aren't we, really?
Yeah.
So I just don't know where anything is. So I have bought, I'm sorry, shop bought pastry.
Is it short crust?
It is short crust, yeah.
Okay.
And they're never big enough, so I bought two and I've just slightly stuck it together.
Okay. Why not? Yeah.
Needs must, you know, because like everything's everywhere at the moment still. So.
Yeah.
Right, so I need to basically fill the case, flop this over the tin. Oh look, I've already cut it.
Oh no.
Oh no, it's alright. Right, so we're just going to push that down, put some baking paper over the top of this, and then you put all the beads in and it will weight it down so it doesn't rise. But then I'm not too sure about the shrinkage though. We'll see. Pour them in. Spread them out, and it's basically going to weight the pastry down so it doesn't rise too much, and I'm hoping it's not going to shrink too much either, but we'll see.
Okay, and you've just used, is it grease-proof baking paper?
Yeah.
On top of the pastry itself?
Yeah, because I don't want the beads to like stick to it or anything. So I believe that this is probably well and truly cooked. So I'm going to take this one out, and then we'll use the oven to blind bake the pastry. So I'm going to leave it at 200. So I'm going to pop this in the oven on 200, 20 minutes. Nice and soft.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a lot of pumpkin though, does it?
It doesn't.
This recipe.
If you do want to know the recipe, I will put it in the video description so you can read it down below and check it out for yourself.
So I'm just literally trying to squeeze out as much of the excess water as I can, because obviously it will affect the recipe if there's too much.
Giving it a good mash now?
Yeah, I mean you can use a food processor. I can't. Oh, I don't know where it is.
No, it's probably still packed away somewhere.
So I'm going to have to just improvise, use a masher. I've mashed it up the best I can without a food processor. I'm going to leave it to one side to cool, and I'm going to start with what's going to hold the whole pie together. Okay, so we're doing the filling. So I've got some cream here. I've got 275 mils of double cream. I'm going to pour this nice cream into the pan. Then in with the cream, I am going to put the sugar, brown sugar, which is 75 grams of brown sugar. And then I'm going to put the spices in, which I've already mixed. So I have got a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, half a teaspoon of mixed spice, half a teaspoon of nutmeg, and half a teaspoon of ground ginger. That's all going to go in. I need to simmer this.
Okay.
On the hob.
So how long are you doing this for?
It's basically until it like starts to simmer, but I don't want to boil it, because obviously if I boil it and then put the eggs in it, I might get a bit of a scrambled egg in there. Alright, so that's simmered. So now I've got to put the eggs in. Now it shouldn't be too hot because we do not want scrambled eggs. just going to whisk that in.
How many eggs were in there again?
Right, so it was 2 eggs, but an extra yolk in there.
An extra yolk?
Yes.
So 2 eggs, 3 yolks.
Yep.
So if you have a double yolker, like with our chicken sometimes, then you're in luck.
So then you've got to put the pumpkin puree in. Now I have mashed this the best I can, but like I said, you know, without having a food processor. So we'll call this a rustic one, shall we?
Well, it is a warty goblin one, so, you know, goblins by nature are a bit warty and gnarly and rustic. So yeah, why not? So is this a case of mix until light and fluffy?
Now I need to wait until the pastry is done, and then we're going to pour that into the pastry and actually then bake it.
It looks okay, you know, but you normally make your own pastry as well, don't you?
Yeah, normally.
So I think that's why it pays to make your own and not use the shop one, I guess.
It does. It is a lot better if you do make your own pastry. Just pour that in. I'm going to put it on 180 for 30 to 40 minutes. It's going to bake for.
Okay.
Right, so it
goes. Right.
Okay. But once it's cooked, I'm doing extra to it, so it's going to look a lot nicer. I'm going to put all the pelican nuts.
Pelican nuts, yeah.
On top of it,
Yeah.
And it'll make it look a lot neater.
Okay. 45 minutes later. Oh, that is looking quite nice. Yeah, it has risen quite a lot, hasn't it? I guess it's the eggs in it. See, Hannah is the best cook in the Allotment family household, because you used to be a professional cake maker and decorator, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah. Right, so we're going to leave that to cool now?
Yeah, I'm going to leave that to cool because I'm in the middle of doing 2 other things as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to let that cool, and I'm going to sort out the nuts that you want on top.
Yeah, and like the zest and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I won't do the zest and cream until serving. Right.
Okay. And as a pumpkin soup update, so you blended everything that you saw earlier.
Yeah, but we're now adding, because like I said, it's very bland, so we're now tasting it and we're adding bits just to give it a little bit more zest. So I've put more salt and pepper in it, some more cumin and garam sour, and we think it needs some chilies as well, and hopefully that'll bring a bit of taste to it.
Everything needs chilies, everything. So we're going to pop in some of our own. We've got a green pepper, we got some Mysore red peppers, and some jalmundos, because they're not too spicy. Not everyone has a tolerance to spice like I do they?
No, I like to taste my food.
Eating should be a challenge with fiery spices.
I'm just going to move that bacon tray now. Okay, so I'm doing the nuts now, but I'm doing it a different way, and I'm kind of regretting doing it a different way. I thought, oh, let's make it easy for myself, because normally I would do them over the pan and with brown sugar and kind of heat it all up. And I thought, oh no, let's bake them.
Well, it's worth trying different things, isn't it?
So this one's different. So this, I just found a recipe and it says so it's egg white. So obviously not good if you're allergic to eggs, but egg white, sugar and cinnamon, and then you bake them. So it says to bake for 40 minutes, but to check them every 15. I used 2 egg whites. I think you should have used 1 egg white.
Okay.
And then I use half a cup of sugar, white sugar, half a cup of brown sugar, and then 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. I think I should have used 1 egg white.
Okay, we'll see how it turns out. So you mixed it all together, coated the pecan nuts in it, pelican nuts.
Yeah.
And so you're just going to toast them, toasty roast them.
Yeah. Fan ovens, most things seem to be like 180 for a nice low thing, so we'll...
180 in the fan oven.
I could change it.
See how it goes.
So they've turned out all right.
It was a great success.
I just wanted to try something different, because normally when I do it on the stove and I melt it, it's all sticky, they all get stuck together. And of course these haven't stuck together, and they've just got like a coating on it.
They're really nice though, they're very tasty. So what are you going to do with them now, apart from eating the whole bowl?
Yes, well, you normally like them on top, don't you?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to arrange them
Look at that. So now the test is coming out. Is it all in one piece?
That's all right.
Yeah.
There we go. Here's the final spread. So I'm really pleased with the pie, it's come out well. Just to finish it off, I've done whipped some cream up, some fresh mint from our allotment, and just a bit of orange wine, just to give it a bit of taste. The soup here, we added chilies and things, just to give it a bit more taste. We've toasted the pumpkin seeds, and just a little bit of cream to finish it off.
That looks absolutely divine.
It does, and I've got hungry people out there, so I better dish up food.
Yeah. That looks so delicious and yummy.
It does, but we don't know what it tastes like yet.
Yeah, I'm sure it's lovely. We'll give it to Nick and Tilly as guinea pigs.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, thanks for watching this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. A little bit different. We've got some more cooking stuff. I'm going to make some hot chili sauce at some point. And yeah, back up to the allotment. The work continues into the autumn and the winter. But this dish, perfect for a chilly autumn evening.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Maybe have a glass of red wine.
Oh yeah, or mulled wine.
Anyway, thanks for watching.
Bye.